All right. Long time no chat. I've been sad. I've been sad and I've just been allowing myself to sit in the emotion and just exist, process it, and yeah, everything goes in cycles, and sadness is just an emotion, it's just part of life. Um, I don't know if I've talked about this in a video already, but my therapist associates certain emotions with different words, essentially, like what messenger role the emotion is serving. And she associates sadness with desire. And for some reason, that blew my mind. Like, I am a very intuitive person, but before she told me this, I had never really thought of it that way. But every time I'm sad now, I just think about that, and I can always find something that I'm desiring. And a lot of the times it's not like a material thing. It's kind of like an emotion I'm desiring, or something not tangible. Um but even knowing that, it can still be really challenging to sit in sadness and not want to immediately feel happy again. But part of living in the present is allowing yourself to feel sad when sadness comes up. So that's what I've been doing. But today I actually wanted to talk about, real quick, um, I wanted to talk about art. Now, I'm someone who has been making art my entire life. Um, ever since I was a kid, I always loved making art, and I always felt like I was an artist. And I don't know when it started. I actually just got like a flashback to kindergarten of like the first time where I was like, I have to make my art look good. Because I remember in kindergarten, I was coloring in between the lines, and everyone was like complimenting me. They were like, oh my God, you're so good at coloring. And I feel like that was actually the point where I was like, I need to always color in the lines. Like, if I know the way something is supposed to look, I have to make it look that way. And if I think about that, that's basically been like most of my life. That's been most of my life where art has been more about how will other people perceive it, and whether or not people will perceive it as, okay, wait, let me rephrase. The priority has been me wanting other people to look at my art and think it looks good. And something that I have truly been working on is making sure it feels good as I'm making an art piece, and making sure that it's fun to make, because art is an expression of our internal self. And I don't know if this is like technically accurate, but I guess it probably doesn't matter because it's about what it means to you. But when I think about astrology, when I think of the fifth house, I think about art, I think about creativity, I think about expression. But the fifth house is also about like fun, and it could be like lightheartedness too, but I feel like fun is just the focus, and I felt so separated from the fun component. Like, art was not fun for me to make, and it's still something I'm working through actively, where it feels fun for a bit, and then I like am trying to like recreate the thing that felt fun to make, and then now I'm like trying too hard to make it look a certain way. And I think this might be something I try doing more often, where I don't know if other one sec. Okay. All right, I don't know if other people do this when they have a sketchbook. Like when I'm sketching something and I already don't like the way it's turning out, I just like move on to something else. But sometimes it's still fun to sketch it, but I'm like, no, this isn't gonna look good. Or for me, I am using my art for a specific purpose. And well, okay, I don't know why I'm being like sly about it. I'm like gonna tattoo my art and I'm like, no, this wouldn't be good as a tattoo. But then not everything I make needs to be a tattoo, needs to be like usable or like profitable, you know? Like, so I had this, I wanted to show this piece today where it's like, I drew this like castle and like a little person on top, and I was like, no, this doesn't look like a real castle, or, you know, whatever. And like a lot of it wasn't filled in. I hadn't drawn the bricks. And so I made this little dude, right? And then I went back to the castle and I was like, you know what? Like, this doesn't need to be a tattoo. Like, let me just have fun making this. So I like, and a lot of it was like kind of free-handed, like on the fly improvised, because I hadn't like sketched it super detailed. And my focus for this piece was just having fun and like adding bricks, like adding in details on the fly, and like adding in the hat after. And it's like I messed up on like the rail up here, and I was like, you know what? It's fine. It doesn't need to be perfectly symmetrical or whatever. Like, it's slightly tilted. Like, you know, I can pick out all the different details, but I was like, this was fun for me to make. And then I finished it and I was like, I like the way this looks. Like, you could tell that this was fun to make. Like, it's just this fun little dude. And I don't know. It's a part of me that I'm still nourishing and growing like this dude. And, you know, people might have different opinions on this, but I think art should be fun to make. I think art should be an expression of the heart. And I just don't ever want to be in a place where I feel obligated to make art that isn't fun for me to make. And I feel like every day it kind of changes in terms of what I want to make. And you know what? Like, that's fine. My style can change every day. It's all right. But yeah, I wanted to share that because what did I share exactly? I don't know, you were here. And yeah, I also just wanted to film a video because it's been a while, and I feel like every time when there's like a big break in between me filming a video, I like if you're also someone with ADHD, there's this thing with like momentum where it's like I needed to do it all right now, and like not even like all within one day, but like let's say you're trying to develop a new habit, you're like, I have to do it every single day, and if I miss one day, then I'm never doing it again. And like really trying to move away from that, where it's like, no, like I'll come back to it and it'll be fine. And it just, there's like this overwhelm. I don't know if it's just the ADHD. I have a lot of other things going on in my head too. But just knowing that everything will pass, that things will always fluctuate, and that I just like staying in the present and grounding in the present is just one of the most important things ever, and not being like attached to your vision of how something is going to unfold, and just letting it unfold and knowing that what is meant for you is meant for you. And I do think connecting to Gaia, you know, Mother Nature, is something that is really helpful when it comes to doing this. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go outside right now, but I just wanted to do a quick little video and say hi for me and Todd. Ta-ta.